Now in Phylum Chordata, first of all we are going to study about the Protochordates. Now when I say Protochordates, it refers to those organisms which are not exactly chordates. That means the notochord, that is the reference point for being a chordate, or the gill slits that we take in consideration. The notochord over here will not be present throughout as it is present in other organisms, or it is not present in the condition where the other chordates, that is proper chordates, which are to be studied under the subphylum Vertebrata, those organisms would be different from the Protochordates. Now we have two subphylums in Protochordates. One is UROCHORDATA, or the other name is TUNICATA, okay, and other one is Cephalochordata. Now in the case of UROCHORDATA, what you see over here is these are urochordates that are present in the sea floor, and they look like flask shaped body you can see over here, hence is the name Tunicata. They have a tunic around them, the covering is present, and these urochordates are classified under Phylum Chordata just for one reason, and that is that there is presence of notochord in the larval tail only. The organism is not going to have notochord present, otherwise it would have pharyngeal gill slits. It will have post-anal tail, a little bit of it would be present, and it would have notochord, but only in the larval stages. Okay, so the larval stages of the urochordates, they will have notochord present in them. That is why they are classified under Protochordates. What we see over here is the basic body plan of a tunicate or a urochordate. What you see, what we have to search in their body plan is whether there is a notochord which is present, and as I told you, it would be present in the larval tail, so it would not be present in the basic body plan. What we have to see is the pharyngeal gill slits are present. Yes, they are present. There is anal opening present over here, and there is sort of anal, post-anal tail that is present. The mouth is present, two openings are present, complete digestive system is there, sensory tentacles are present, pharynx is present, intestinal arrangement is there. There is a heart that is located towards the ventral side. If we have to consider this as dorsal and this is ventral, it is better to consider this as anterior and posterior side. So we have a heart that is kept towards the periphery, towards the posterior part of the body. There is endostyle, and there is a tunic which is present. That tunic is the reason why we have urochordates in the name of tunicates. And the example for this particular urochordates is Ascidia, that is one of the urochordates. Then the second one is Salpa, and the third one is Doliolum. Now the picture that you saw was of Doliolum, and Doliolum happens to be the best example for the study of tunicates. Moving further, we have Cephalochordates. Now what you see over here is at the sea floor, that is the sandy sea floor, ocean floor, we find these lancelets. These are the two lancelets that are shown over here, and this is a protochordate known as Cephalochordata. Whenever we have the word cephalo, we are referring to head basically. As in the case of urochordates, you had a notochord that was present in the larval stages. In the case of cephalochordates, the notochord would be persistent from the head to the tail. So these are actually the true chordates as we can count them. Not the vertebrates, but they are the cephalochordates. And let us see the main body plan. Example is of lancelets. You can find about lancelets if you search. Let's see the basic body plan, that is subphylum Cephalochordata. The four characteristics that we have to see over here of the chordates, we would find them. First one is the pharynx is having gill slits present in them. That means the gills would be responsible for respiration and other exchange. These two phylums are exclusively marine, one thing you have to keep in mind. Then there is an oral opening that is having tentacles in it. There is a persistent notochord from one end towards the other end. There is a post-anal tail which is present because this is the anal opening. This is the post-anal tail is present. There is a dorsal nerve cord as well which is present. So the cephalochordates, or what we call as lancelets, they happen to be the best example where we can study a chordate structure. Alright, we had discussed the chordate structure, it was somewhat similar to this, and this is where we see that what are the characteristics of a particular chordate, and lancelet happens to be the best example for this. The example that we have to study for cephalochordates, the scientific name of this is branchiostoma, or otherwise known as Amphioxus. This structure is of Amphioxus only, and with this we have to pile up protochordates because we do not study their systems in detail. What we know is that because we have covered non-chordates, there would be a coelomic condition, of course it would be there. Now we have moved further into phylum Chordata. What is of our prime consideration is what is happening to the systems, how they are getting advanced, and in the case of protochordates we have to search for those 4 characteristics which classify an organism to be a chordate. So this is all about